Hello everyone, welcome to new tutorial series of Effect House. In this course, we will be learning about nodes, how to use nodes similar to how we program. So it will be basic beginner level, and you don't need to know about programming as well. But basic concept of programming is used, like it's term based only. So in this course, we'll try to simplify nodes, and we'll be creating effects using nodes. So let's get started. Let's start by creating new project for our node course. Before starting your node or visual scripting, we must know about few windows you see in this screen. So here is hierarchy. So if you have used game engine like Unity and Unreal, you must be familiar with different windows where you can work. So hierarchy is the main windows where we work or we add our asset for project. So if you add any screen image or any asset, it will be seen here, and this scene window is for you to look and change different position or scale of the asset you have used. And here is asset window where you will be adding asset from your file or your local file, or any of the files you add will be seen here, and it will be only seen in this project if you add that to hierarchy. Then this is preview window where you will be seeing everything that is happening, and you can also see how it looks in TikTok, like it is similar UI of TikTok or final your filter, and you can position according to it. If you placed this image here, it will be seen now, but it will not work well during your final filter, so you must avoid that. And other than that, other important window is inspector, where you will be seeing different position, size, and other different scale of your file. You can change it from here as well. So if you change this to, it will change accordingly. So you can change everything related to this your asset here, but we'll be working on this area. So if you go here, if you don't see this, you can select this option, it's visual scripting option, and we'll be working on this area. Now I'll delete it for now. And if you see this window, you can see different toolbar here as well. And if you see this, you will be able to add variables. So it will allow to use different variables, like it will be your own variables, which we'll be talking about it later in different section. This is minimap, where you can locate your these nodes, and this is reset view, it will reset your view of this node. And here is details, it's like inspector of this node, so where you will get detailed information of how this node are. And here is comment section, it will allow you to organize this particular nodes. And finally, most important, here is the option to add node, which allows you to add new nodes. Like if you go to this, then you can simply add a new node like this. I have added screen tab node, and similarly you can add node by clicking right click of mouse, and you can simply go to add node, and similarly you can add from here as well. Now important thing you require to know is these two thing, one is green and other is this circular thing. So it's the green one is control port. So what it does is it says go and do this particular task to our nodes, and due to that it will go and do that particular thing. And other is data port. So what is the work of this is it's just here to carry the data. If I have any output data, then it will go or pass through this, and this green one will only pass the work, and other than that, data or the work activities that is happening or the output of that particular work is carried out by this circular thing. Now I'll show you one example. You don't need to follow that, but you must understand that one. So we'll drag it here, and if we add a 2D image object, or simply I'll add this screen image, and if I drag from this one, so how am I dragging this? I'm simply clicking here and dragging it while doing my left click on my mouse. I'm dragging, and it will help me to add new this option, set visibility. So I'm dragging another node. I will explain about this node in my later videos. Then if I drag this screen image, you can see I got the source here. So if I left click and drag this one, it will allow me to join. So it's just taking data from here, and now my screen tab is my work. So I'm ordering my work to this node that I want to enter here. If I tap screen, so if I tap screen here, now you can see it changes visibility. So that is the purpose of this node and set visibility. And other important thing is, if you want to disconnect this node, you can simply right click here and disconnect, or you can press shift, and if you do left click and drag, then you can cut that connection. So if you see if you open your this file for first time, you will see two nodes available in your visual scripting window. So what they are is, first is our start. As we are comparing with code, how they are similar with coding. So it's basically a void start. If you have used Unity, you may be familiar with that one. So what it does is, it runs the particular code in a start once when the effect runs. So start is similar to void start, and it runs your code or your effect or your node once when you start that or run that particular filter. And similarly, update is the one which is similar to void update, and it update once per frame. So it update, and you can use this in kind of animation or rotation of different cubes and other things. So if you connected node with update, then you will continuously run that particular code per frame. Now let's move into our this node, and we'll be testing that as well. So if you press shift and disconnect this one, now if you connect this start to enter and make it visible, then you will see we cannot see any changes, as we need to see that particular change. And we need some delay time. So what we'll do is, we'll add a delay, wait for a second, and if you add and restart it by giving it 1 second delay, then you will see it. So it's showing after 1 second delay. Or if you uncheck this one and restart again, it will appear for 1 second, and it will off its visibility itself. So what it is doing, it while we run our filter, like pressing restart, it is running for one time. So the main function of start is to run or execute this operation at start time. Now simply select all and add comment to it, and you can rename by double tapping or double clicking your left mouse button. And if you want to zoom out this, simply press command and use your scroll button of your mouse. Now we'll be working on this update node. So before starting this update node, I would like to ask that you don't need to get worried about other nodes I'm going to use, as this video is dedicated or focused on these two nodes, starts and update. So I'll be explaining those nodes later in other videos. So if you add node, then type get time. So you'll get a node here. What it does is it gets that particular time, how much that particular effect is running. So it gets time here. And what we will do is we'll add another math node. So we'll add divide. So why we are adding divide here is that we want to delay this time what we are getting, and we want to divide it, and we are going to check in our update. So we are taking kind of making it delay in process. Now add another math node cos. So what cos and sine does is it's kind of working on that particular delay, but it is making that particular thing smooth, like it's a curve, basically curve in that math. Like if you do only divide, then it will go in fast like blink, but if you add cos, then it will be smooth transition. So I am using this node. Now I'll add multiply. So what I am doing is I am adding another math value, and what I am doing from here is I am just playing with values until I get what I want. So you can simply check the values, and now if I add less than and change this to 0.5, you can check it. So I have already tested that this value will be working fine for me. And if I disconnected this start, and if I do control D or command D, then it will duplicate this one. Then if I connected this to this visibility and give this task as update, then you can see it is working, and it is like working as blink. So it is showing for a certain period of time, and it is reappearing. If I have used start, then it will run only once, but I have used update here, so it's running like in a loop, and it will continue for time which I have provided or delays on that particular time. And you can see how this operate as well. So you can see here it will be blue if it is working on that sequence, and we can see how data is transferring. So I haven't used other port here, I have only just taken data from these nodes and have given it to a this visibility on. So it's like boolean of that particular visibility, true or false, and I am passing that to this section. And after that I have given it update the task. So it's this green one is connected there. So the other possibilities of these start and update is you can simply create a filter where you just want to run once and user to see it like text, so you can create a welcome text in all the start buttons using start in your games you'll design in future. And you can use update for like rotation of your 3D object, or you want any update like particles and other, then you can simply use update node in that particular program.